Shit! Hey, yo, give me the motherfucking chainsaw, blood. This motherfucker was a trip. What's up now, motherfucker? These niggas ain't bigger than me. These niggas ain't Nas, ain't Jigga to me. These niggas ain't M, they ain't 50 to me. You ain't Pun, you ain't Pac, you ain't Biggie to me. These niggas ain't Crips, they ain't 60s to me. These niggas ain't Bloods, they ain't dripping with me. Niggas talking that shit by the new generation, man. Fuck these niggas, I slash your fucking faces. You niggas ain't so shit, not an album or a rock. Pussy nigga putting rings on my old bitch. Dick down the throat ass niggas, old hoe ass niggas. Happy cause you ain't gold ass niggas. These niggas ain't spitting with me. You ain't sicker than me. Fuck out my section, you ain't sitting with me. This for very important people. It's clear that we not equal. Clear you niggas faggots. I'm the Black Marshall man. Like yin 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 on a motherfucker. Who needs Hulk Hogan when you got Sting on this motherfucker? Less than 5 albums, kiss the ring on this motherfucker. California throne and I'm the king on this motherfucker. I don't wanna hear it. Weak ass lyrics, crying on the hook, thinking we gon' feel it. Oh, lost ass niggas, voice crack when you talk ass nigga, rolling blunts for the boss ass niggas. I came in with Ye, Jeezy and boss ass niggas. Your freshman cover a whole bunch of soft ass niggas. Tampon lyricists evacuate the premises. Mute BET ciphers cause I don't wanna hear that shit. May you rest in piss, you fuck niggas. Hey, Frank Ocean, go ahead, fuck these fuck niggas. Yeah, they fuck niggas. Ain't no 3 stacks in your class, so take your top 10 spot and shove it up your ass, bitch, boy. Niggas already fucked your bitch, you bitch, boy. And every time you kiss on that hoe, you suck my dick, you bitch, boy. And when you buy that hoe a bag, that bitch carry my bricks, you bitch, boy.
Man, what it do, everybody out there in the YouTube streets, man? This your boy Sean P, the place to be. Like the show, share the show, tell a friend, we're live. We're gonna get into this God gene stuff, man, that people been posting on social media again. It made its hay back about 8 years ago and has resurfaced again, and a lot of people tend to be sharing this information as if it's factual. So we're gonna take a look at it, but we're just not gonna jump out the window. We're gonna walk. All my sources is in the description, so anybody got any want to attest to information or whatever the case may be, you can holler at me. But before we actually get into it, because I know with these particular videos, YouTube algorithms, let me say this correctly. YouTube algorithms tend to flag videos like these and then end up having to block them, and then we have to dispute. So I have to do this in a way that I provide information from the World Health Organization, because YouTube tend to take up information from the World Health Organization as if it's better than or supersedes other scientific sources. So to be careful, I'm gonna kind of lead with something and then I'm gonna actually get into the bill. I do see that, there's a couple of people that saying that haven't said anything in the chat, and that's respect. But hopefully, more people will come in. Or not, it don't matter. You know what I mean? It'll be archived for people who are interested in the conversation. They'll be able to deal with it and go from there. I do see Teddy in the building, though. He said, who got the God gene? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's what we're on today. My sinuses is kind of acting up, man, because you already know what it is, man. It's the end of September, pretty much, in a few days next week. And we're transitioning into October. And, at nighttime, things begin to cool down. And if you're used to 90-something degree temperatures every day, and then all of a sudden you get that little bit of change of temp, and then there you go. What up, Marlon? What's good? How you doing? Peace to Sister Latika. How are you doing today? Keenan, what up, bro? But we're live, man. We're gonna really get into this thing, the God gene. I don't know if any one of y'all are familiar with the God gene, but I'm gonna give you some familiarity. We're gonna just walk slowly, like I said. So I'm gonna share my screen. Please like the show, share the show, tell a friend, tell a friend we're actually live. Like I said, I want to start out with the World Health Organization. So this was updated on the 20th. The 3rd of November in 2021. This is from the World Health Organization Strategy for Engaging Religious Leaders, Faith-Based Organizations, and Faith Communities in Health Emergencies. So the direction of this particular article, of course, was during COVID crisis time, and they were looking for assistance to help bring out some information. Now, this strategy defines who the World Health Organization and religious leaders, faith-based organizations, and faith communities can support national governments during health emergencies. The goal is to enable more effective responses by strengthening collaboration between the WHO, national governments, and religious leaders, faith-based organizations, and faith communities, resulting in more people being better protected from health emergencies and enjoying better health and well-being, including improved trust and social cohesion. Now, I'm dropping this in here right now. Oh, okay. Working. All right, so I'm here with your shift. Now, if you want this, you can get this. This is pretty easy, but this was something that we really never really discussed on any other channels. But like I said, this was a co-op to educate people during the middle of a pandemic. So there was some religious context there. Now, I put this on the screen, and I'm telling y'all again, to slow down the algorithms dinging videos without clearly watching them and understanding the information that'll go into these particular videos. So now that I got that out of the way, I want to pull up just a little basic wiki article. When I say we're going to walk, we're going to walk. And I'm not in a hurry. So the God gene hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by heredity and that a specific gene called the vesicular monoamine transporter 2, or the VMAT2, predisposes human towards spiritual or mystic experiences. The source for this is right here. Experimenting with Spirituality, Analyzing the God Gene in Non-Majors Laboratory Course. And then there's a life science education. And then there's the page number, the doc ID, and so on and so forth. Now, there's also a book regarding the God Gene. Right now, I was going to download the book and have the book up, but that's a lot of reading. And I didn't want to get into all of the book called the God Gene. As you can see in the second line, it refers to the book. I can get the book, pull the book up, and we can go deal with the book. But listen, it says the idea has been proposed by geneticist Dean Hamer. That's who wrote the book. In 2004, book called The God Gene, How Faith is Hardwired into Our Genes. So his argument is that our faith is hardwired into our genes. So I want to walk back, right? Because I said I'm not in a hurry. I could be in a hurry, get this over in 20 minutes and be done with it, but I'm not in a hurry. I want to use this opportunity as a way to not only show people how I learn in the process of particular information, but demonstrate the proposed steps that one would need to take in order to obtain information so that you can come to an honest conclusion based on your research. And everyone needs a starting place, right? So I'm gonna run it back because I know we have a few more people in here. We're here because someone on social media shared a video from 8 years ago about the God gene and vaccines, and in that video that's there, they talked about how You're going to see the video, but it's insinuating that vaccines were used to manipulate or control this particular VMAT2, which is a gene, a specific gene that supposedly predisposes humans towards spiritual and mystic experiences. So again, I want to walk everyone through how me, Sean, I'm not saying no one else, but how me, Sean, deal with information. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't trust nobody. I don't care if you got PhD or DR or whatever by your name. It means very little to me because in the past and in recent history, I have seen experts get debunked by people who do not have those titles. I have been a part of that. I have participated in it multiple times, especially during the middle of the pandemic, where I have bear witness to hearing these people with these titles say certain things about specific data, come to a conclusion about it, even put some work out about it, and then I have been able to debunk them. And I have been able to find the information to debunk them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a matter of what type of methodology one is using to actually critique the sources. So no, this ain't gonna be no, I'm gonna point you in the direction of the experts. Not on this channel. We have to understand how this expert came to an honest conclusion. Why did they reach that conclusion based on what methodology, what sources, what steps, so on and so forth. Now that we got that out the way, I'm going to show you what I do again. So, the God gene hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by heredity and that a specific gene called vesicular monoamine transporter 2 or the VMAT2 predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. Now, I've already showed you the source. Okay? It comes up at the bottom. Now, mind you, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to come to the source later. So you see me go down to the DOI link. I right clicked and then I open it in a new tab. It'll be there when I get ready to check it. Now, I also know about the book about Gene Hamer, right? Everybody should be familiar with this because he introduces this hypothesis. But let's just say for shits and giggles, you're unfamiliar with this, right? So as I highlight this, I can go over and look, and they're looking at chromosomes right here, and they're saying this: the salute carrier family 18 member 2, which is the SLC18A2. That's the gene also known as the vesicular monoamine transporter 2, is a protein that in humans is encoded by the SLC18A2 gene, right? So I knew what this was because there's an SLC gene that also deals with pigmentation in your eyes, the colors in your eyes, and also skin. There's an SLC gene that deals with how we get pale skin. All right. Now, well, not we specifically, but I'm talking about we as in Homo sapiens sapiens. Okay. Now, the VMAT is a protein that in the humans is encoded by the SLC18A gene, or the SLC18A2 is an integral membrane protein that transports monoamines, particularly neurotransmitted. We can continue. So you just saw what I did. I clicked on the little article that I was reading, and it brings me to another article so I can be more specific. Okay. This is going to be the source for this particular article. If I want to go here and be more specific, I don't have to deal with the wiki article. I can click on the article in the list, in the citation listed below, and I can be more specific. But I don't want to do this and draw it all the way out. I want to do this and make sure that people can understand how we really want to do research. So for people that like to use Wikipedia, there's a method to using Wikipedia that also allows you to be able to not just settle on one wiki article, but actually go and dig a little bit deeper to fully understand something. Now, we're here because you may not understand what the VMAT tool is. So we come to the article pre the other article, and we're trying to get a better understanding. So now we know that it is a protein that in humans is encoded by the SLC18A2 gene. Now, the SLC18A2 is an integral membrane protein that transports monoamines, particularly neurotransmitters such as dopamine, neuropeptide, serotonin, and histamine. Well, hold on. Let me just say it like this. Every last one of these is in a song that I know. Dopamine, all of this. Histamines, all of this is in a conscious song that I know. It ends up in a conscious song that I know is because it reverts back to what we just read about this particular gene right here that deals with, yeah, y'all following me now? Okay, so peace, Sister Safa, how you doing? So we'll continue. And if we don't know what any of these are, we do the same thing. We look them up, get an understanding, and then we move on, right? Okay. All of this is about the brain. At the end of the day, a lot of this is going to revert back to thought, right? So it goes on to tell us that cytosol is a synaptic vesicles. Now, in the nigrostrial pathway and the mesolimbic pathway, dopamine releases neurons, and the SLC18A2 functions is also necessary for the vesicular release of the neurotransmitter GABA. Now, none of this makes sense to any of y'all, and I know it don't. But when you're reading stuff like this is where the technicality of research comes into play. So we want to know what this word is. We want to know what this is implying. We want to know what all of these little words right here going on. We want to know everywhere that's highlighted in blue. We want to gain an understanding because the black words, we know what the black words are, right? Neurons. We know, we might want to go and look up the SLC18A2 and get a better understanding of it, right? If that's the thing. Now, we can continue to read this particular article. We can continue to read it and dig a little bit deeper. But I'm just trying to give you my experience. It's my experience. I will read this entire article, right? It's not a long article, but I will read it. But this is the thing right here is watch this. Geneticist Dean Hamer has suggested that a particular allele of the SLC18A2 gene correlates with spirituality, using data from a smoking survey, which includes questions intended to measure self-transistent. Now, Hamer performed the spirituality study on the side independently of the National Cancer Institute smoking study. His findings were published in a mass market book, The God Gene, How Faith is Hardwired into Our Genes. Hamer himself notes that the SLC18A2 plays at most or a minor role in influencing spirituality. Furthermore, Hamer's claim that the SLC18A2 gene contributes to spirituality is controversial. Hamer's study has not been published in a peer-reviewed journal, and a reanalysis of the correlations demonstrate that it is not statistically significant. Notice that this is in popular culture, this is where this sits. It sits right here for a specific reason, like I told you earlier, that all of these little cute words are in rap lyrics in conscious communities, and you'll see them come up, and you'll see people referring to this. Remember, we are here because someone played a video and is sharing this video that was from 8 years ago that is referencing the God gene and how vaccines interrupt this flow. And we're going to get into all of that. But before we get into the video, I just have to make sure that y'all understand what it is that we're looking at, what we're dealing with, how is it defined, what's its intent and purpose, and then we can move forward with the lesson. If we just get directly into the video, most of you are going to have questions because you don't know what's what. And I'm trying to show y'all how this process works for me. Now, it might not work for you, but for me. So the VMAT2, right, is the God gene. Hypothesis is proposed that human spirituality is influenced by heredity and that a specific gene called the VMAT2 predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences, right? So think about it when you're when you're elevating on this higher plane, or think about it when you're astral projecting, or think about it when you've entered the fifth dimension, or think about it when you're in tuned spiritually with yourself, or think about it when you're holistically worshiping nature, right? All that old conscious stuff that goes on in the community, your third eye, right? Not only your third eye, but you know what I'm saying, your seventh chakra, all of that is predisposed or proposed to us in this particular area they call the God gene. You can't make this up. If you think I'm making it up, I'm going to say it one more time. Watch this. According to the God gene hypothesis, spirituality has a genetic component of which VMAT2 comprises one component by contributing to sensations associated with mystic experiences, including the presence of God and feelings of connection to a larger universe. Let me continue. The research uses the self-transcendence scale developed by psychologist Robert Kleininger to quantify spirituality using 3 subscales. Self-forgetfulness, as in the tendency to become totally absorbed in some activity such as reading. Transpersonal identification, a feeling connectedness to a larger universe. And mysticism, an openness to believe things that remain unproven, such as ESP. Kleininger suggests that taking together these measurements are a reasonable way to quantify, make measurable, and an individual propensity to be spiritual. Right now, we could read a little bit more, but we're going to get, I'm just trying to walk you through. Now, there's a scientific response, but I just don't want to get into it wholeheartedly. I want to give you the religious response. Peep game. John Polkinghorne, a theoretical physicist, an Anglican priest, member of the Royal Society, and Canaan theologian at Liverpool Cathedral, was asked for a comment on Hamer's theory by the British national daily newspaper, the Daily Telegraph. He replied, "The idea of a God gene goes against all my personal theological convictions. You can't cut faith down to the lowest common denominator of genetic survival. It shows the poverty of reductionist thinking." Walter Houston, a chaplain of Mansfield College, Oxford, and a fellow theology, told the Telegraph, "Religious belief is not just related to a person's constitution, it's related to society's traditions, character, everything's involved. Having a gene that could do all of these seems pretty unlikely to me." Hamer responded that the existence of such a gene would not be incapable with the existence of a personal God. Religious believers can point to the existence of God's gene as one more sign of the Creator's ingenuity, a clever way to help humans acknowledge and embrace a divine presence. He repeatedly notes this in his book. The book is about whether God genes exist, not about whether there is a God. Okay. Scientific response. In the brain, the VMAT2 proteins are located at the synaptic vessels. VMAT2 transports monoamine neurotransmitters from the cytosol of monoamine neurons into the vessels. Now, developmental biologist and science blogger PZ Myers argues it's a pump, a teeny tiny pump, responsible for packaging the neurotransmitter for export during brain activity. Yes, it's important, and it may even be active necessary during high order processing like religious thought. But one thing it isn't is a God gene. Popular science writer Carl Zimmer said that the VMAT can be characterized as a gene that accounts for less than 1% of the variance of self-transcendent scores. These, Zimmer says, can signify anything from belonging to the Green Party to believing in ESP. Zimmer also points out that the God gene theory is based on only one unpublished, unreplicated study. What up, Judy? The God gene theory is based on one unpublished, unreplicated study. However, Hamer notes that the importance of the VMAT finding is not that it explains all spiritual or religious feelings, but rather that it points the way toward the neurobiological pathway that may be important. Currently, there are several VMAT inhibitors marketed as drug, including detrojebazine, tetrabenazine, and valbenazine. The question of the God gene could be answered by experimental studies. So again, the God gene hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by our heredity and that a specific gene called the VMAT2 predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. The idea has been proposed by geneticist Dean Hamer in his book, The God Gene. Remember, earlier I had clicked on a link to pull up the other source. Here is the study that I located earlier. Since I am walking y'all through my way of actually researching and understanding certain things, I just want to kind of show y'all what's going on in its response. So a lot of this high level spirituality that you're seeing in the African American community, whether it be in YouTube videos, on Sinetta platforms, and all these other spin-off platforms, Black Magic TV, and all of that with the pills and all of the, the Bobby Hemmitts and things like that, they're all spearheaded by the God gene. For real. All that high level spirituality shit. Yeah. So the article that I pulled up is called Experiment with Spirituality and Analyzing the God Gene in Non-Majors Laboratory Course. This was the article that we pulled up that actually represented part of what was going on. As you can see, Hamer's book is referenced here, and they're talking about the VMAT2 through and through. So when you're researching, part of your research should go into developing time to actually be able to read this article and understand the intent and the purpose of the article. Now, there's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to understand, and you're going to have to highlight what you don't understand, and you're going to have to research those things and gain an understanding for it so you can progress in your article instead of being lost in your article. This is a long, long article. So we're not going to go through this, but this is the supportive evidence that they had initially in the wiki article. This is how so I'm showing you how to use wiki properly so that you could deal with certain specifics, which would allow you to fully understand what's what. So no one can pass off anything on you. All right. So now that we got a general idea of what the God gene is, who is the orchestrator of this God gene hypothesis, and we know that it hasn't been replicated or published in any major journals, let's see what they are sharing on social media.
Ever been able to not once has anyone ever been able to prove that a vaccine has cured a disease or stopped one in history. All they've ever done is made someone rich. So here I looked up the facts on this God gene, and they said they're going to vaccinate anyone that has this fake God gene, which they're saying is half the population of the earth. Now, the links to this is in the box, and I don't think for 1 minute that they're not going to try to do this in some type of scare on the populace, for they have already labeled us terrorists to the state. Now, just if you carry a Bible and say the name of Yahweh or go to church, this makes you a terrorist. Now, many of you have already seen this video here, so if you have to skip over it. They're talking about a gene and how they plan to vaccinate to kill it. So just watch it or skip over it. It's up to you.
We scientists have now located a gene which we scientists believe gives people the needs to believe in God. In other words, this God gene releases chemicals into our body which create the impression that there is meaning in the universe. And this God gene is just here.
Excuse me, on the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics. And this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalists, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach.
What you see here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from donning on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case,
mind you, that when the pandemic kicked off, you saw screenshots and snippets of this video. This video resurfaced when COVID ran rampant and a vaccine was introduced. So you would see this going against I don't know why, but it would go against, oh boy, why come I can't think of his name right now? The philanthropian, somebody give me his name in the chat. Who they blame everything on? Who conspiracy theorists blame everything on? Him and his wife. Well, his ex-wife. Why come I can't think of his name right now? Bill Gates. There you go. None of y'all said it, but I said it. Let's go.
Case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious, and when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
So you're suggesting I take a CT scan with me when I'm evaluating people to determine whether I put a bullet in their head?
The data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed? The aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses, and we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
This is fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.
They're not playing. I found here that they're claiming this has been faked by someone dubbing over the real video to make it sound like this scientist was saying something else. Wrong. Because here are books that are stating the very exact same thing. Now, I have news for them, because in Isaiah 49:16, it says that my name is written in the palm of the hand of Yahweh, and my name is continually before him. There's a place in everyone's soul that is made to fit just for God, and nothing else will ever fulfill you. It's not in my mind, it's in your soul. And you could try to fill this with liquor, drugs, men, women, sex, fancy cars, jobs, houses, whatever your heart's desire you think is your desire. But at night, when you try to go to sleep, you're still empty. And when you wake up in the morning, you'll be looking for something else, because nothing is going to fulfill you. Nothing will ever fill this place in your life until you accept him. You can go ahead and worship Buddha, Hare Krishna, whoever you think is your God, and you're still going to be empty because he's dead, or they're a stone or a piece of wood, and Yahweh is alive. Because you were made, you were created to worship him. That's why you were created. Because you see, Yahweh sent his son Yesu, his only son, to die for you. He was a living sacrifice just for you. And no one can take this away from you, not even with a vaccine, because there's no God gene. But you can sell your soul to the New World religion by taking the mark, because once you do that, you're dead forever. So why not live and give your life to him today? That's why you were created. Yes, it was. Not just to suck air and then die. It's up to you to call out to the one who can change your life today. It's your choice. You can do it. Message me and we can pray together.
So, as you can see,
not once has anyone
a vaccine to kill God in your brain. And you see what she used as her sources. And you know, although it's not a lot of views on this particular video, it's resurfaced. And you heard what she said in the video. So to bag that up, All right. Pointer, which is a fact-checking site, by the way, brought this up to deal with this. Now, a lecture was held in the Pentagon in 2005 about replacing the God gene in humans through vaccination, aiming to subjugate religious and radical people. Here's an explanation. The video shown as the evidence of the lecture held in the Pentagon in 2005 is fake. It has probably been recorded within the framework of an unfinished movie project, as there are actors taking part in it. Moreover, the brain scan photos in the alleged 2005 video are from a 2010 study and are photoshopped. The video has been disseminated on the internet since 2011. It has been linked to Bill Gates as well. Now it is linked to the COVID vaccine. I already had this information, therefore that's why it was feasible. But if you want to get into the full article, you can read the full article. It's only 3 minutes. And it says the same crapola. As you can see, April 13, 2005, which is in the video as well. All of this stuff, right? VMAT, right? All of this stuff is going in there. There go your scans right here. And then your scans in the study over here. A case for confusion and bilateral temporal lesions in a young woman. So let's do ourselves a favor and let's go look at the 2010 study. Let's see what it actually says. Do we get the study to pull up? The answer to your question is of course. Sean will get the study to pull up. Here go the scans. Oh, nah, they don't look like what we seen in the video. Yeah, you're right. Don't look like it. But we can go further. Can we? Yes, we can. A case of confusion and bilateral temporal lesions in a young woman. A case in confusion and bilateral temporal lesions in a young woman. These are the actual scans. We don't even know what this is over here they got going on. This is why they say photo shizzle, right? So we have the study up right here, and we get the full PDF. We can open up the full PDF. We ain't got to play no games, right? So boom, here you go right here, 3-page article dealing with this. Okay, so was it really published then? Yes, 2010. There you go. What else can we identify? Let's go back to the video. See, A, B. But in this study, you got A and B, but you don't have no yellow anything. You go back to the video, they've extended it out. Just pretty much copy the image over there. So this lets you know the validity of such. Look at how graphic this is. Now, usually when you have a source and you're referring to documents, there's a DOI number that would substantiate what the research is that has gone into this particular project. There's no DOI number anywhere listed here. There's no sources, none of that stuff. Nothing. Nothing at all. But this is where we are with this particular article. Now, you can read all of this if you want to. If I already read it. I'm showing y'all how to deal with the work. This is why I provided you the sources, so that you can go behind me and fact check me as well. Not come to my conclusion. You come to your own conclusion based on good research methodology. Teddy said that's a lie created by the God. So It's unfortunate that we've come to this video again and we have black people sharing this video. But it is what it is. Most of our people in our community are always going to go around and share misinformation from people like this. Y'all heard what she said. She did the whole Yahweh spiel, the whole 9 yards. She made her references. And 8 years ago, this vaccine that was supposed to take out this God gene still don't even exist. So again, if you just go back to where we started initially, gain your understanding is in this particular article that helps educate you on the whole specifics here. All specifics. Now you can go a little bit further, and I would like for you to do this. And type this in and kind of deal with it. Right? Look at the date. It's a recent date. And you can try to find out wherever you can from this. If you can't find anything from this, then you just keep on searching. You can go here. And you can give, you don't get nothing out of this, but you get some little information. But you know, you want to keep on digging until you get something that'll actually deal with it. And these next two do. See? There you go. And then you just kind of learn your way through it. You might be a novice, but you can learn your way through some of this stuff. It's not very difficult to actually deal with. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate that we kind of get trapped in the middle of misinformation and we begin to parrot these people as if so. So yes, all the super spiritual people out there in the world that's on some new age stuff, they are perpetuating this whole God gene thing as a reality, and therefore they are inclined to link it to their spirituality. All right. So, questions, comments, concerns. I don't even want to really deal with the whole the flip side. Vaccines. Everybody should know what vaccines do. Vaccines induce an immune response to protect you against the foreign pathogens. Vaccines protect. They're not a cure. Vaccines don't cure. Now there's one out there that works as if it is just that, but other than that, it's not. And I saw a bunch of y'all in the chat talking about it, so I don't even really have to bring that back up. But this whole notion or idea of how vaccine, she's not educated in vaccine science, therefore she makes the misconception of such. Again, all the sources are in the description of the video. We kind of walked through an actual process. You know, I could have slow walked it on down. She referred to the God Gene book as she would have, as we all know she would, but she just got it all wrong. Now I could tell y'all where I saw it on social media, but I don't want to put the sister out there like that. You know, and there's still a lot of our brothers and sisters who believe that a vaccine would interrupt their spiritual journey, that it would stop them from being the people that they want to be, I guess, and elevating and vibrating on higher planes. Yeah, sad. But man, no comments, questions, none of that. That means y'all got what I was saying the first time. It's finna be a whole conspiracy thread on your channel. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm going to send this video to all the crazy chats on Facebook. Teddy Crazy. All the crazy is going to be on this video making all the comments. I don't know. I doubt that they'll come on here and make any of the comments. Score Stevenson go on Brazil do without tonight. Oh, yeah, he gonna knock him out. What he's talking about. I'm trying to catch up in the chat. Look at the comments real quick. I'm not a Bible believer, bro. And the God gene is about some type of genetics. Ain't no such thing as a God gene. The dude who made up the God gene never tested it. So that's the whole problem with the whole narrative of a God gene, is that it's made up. It's never been tested or proven, never been published in any qualified journal, none of that stuff. It's a myth. They call it a hypothesis. It's a myth. Zane, you came in late, but we pretty much defined what they were referring to in reference to a God gene. It's right here. Let me go back. The God gene hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by heredity and that a specific gene called the vascular monoamine transporter 2, the VMAT2, predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. That's the God gene. Now, good luck finding evidence for it, because there is none. If you don't believe there's none, for those of you who want to argue about it, read for yourself. Just read the Wicked article for yourself. You ain't even got to go into the other articles. Just read the Wicked article for yourself. There's no evidence for it. I'm gonna give it to you real slowly. The God gene theory is based on only one unpublished, unreplicated study. Now, do yourself a favor, and you can go look at Zimmer's words specifically in this article published right here in Scientific American. You know, ask you, well, I can't pull the article up because I ain't signed in, and I dang sure don't have a description. But it's in this magazine, and it should come up for you automatically if they give you a free opportunity to look at the article. But he's not the only one to say that. If you go to VMAT and you look at the VMAT study, right? When you go look at the VMAT study and go down to popular culture, it says the same thing. Hamer's study has not been published in a peer-reviewed journal, and a reanalysis of the correlation demonstrates that it is not statistically significant. You can go look at them sources, one being Zimmer's article, the other one being Silveria's article, and you can go deal with it. There's no evidence for it. Judah said, how you gonna hate on the God gene? Because everybody in the community think they got it. They think they got it. It's unscientific, man. Unscientific. What up, Rob Rich? What's good, man? Been a minute. Good to see you. You're a little late, though. Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all, the ultra spiritual people think they got this. For real. Mm-hmm. And that's how it is. So I dropped the link in the chat. I don't know if anybody had something they wanted to build on this particular conversation. If you had something you wanted to add to it, you know what I'm saying? I made the link available for anyone who wanted to say something. If not, you know. He says, for real, this girl commented on my FB post with the Black God Gene stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, so now you know. What up, Juju? What's good? It is what it is. So basically what we did today was kind of walk y'all through the process of how I do some research, but also show everybody, you know, the steps that it takes to actually qualify some of these sources and some of this information. If you just took the YouTube video at face value, you would have no argument outside of the fact when you saw something on YouTube and then you're going to try to tell it to me like it's law. And you haven't understood what it is or any of those things to actually move on. So this is how this stuff creeps in our community, and it gets shared 100,000 times, and it goes viral because people want to feel good about stuff. They don't actually want to do the actual work to qualify the source that they're looking at. For instance, if I just told y'all, man, the reflection of the sky is actually from the sun and not the water and the dark matter in the solar system gives it a blue feel. You're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? And then I put some spiritual context on it and say all of that has to deal with our higher vibrations allowing us to see it as blue. You rocking with that. Rob said, I just been cooling. I be in the building most of the time. I just ain't able to jump in the chat at the time. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. But think about what I'm saying. Like, this is how pseudoisms are born and created and passed down. Go look at the author of the God Gene. When I tell y'all that we be paired and okay, all right, hold up. Let me show y'all this dude. Because you need to know your author too in your research. So let me show y'all the author of this whole hypothesis. This is him. Now look, I'm finna show y'all something. And this ain't a shot or a diss at any other person out there right now. But this is why I said what I said at the beginning of the show. Watch this. Dean Hamer is an American scientist, author, and filmmaker. He is known for his research on the role of genetics in sexual orientation and for a series of popular books and documentaries that have changed the understanding and perception of human sexuality and gender identity. He's a what? This dude is a scientist, y'all. He's an expert. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? This is an expert. So if you pointed me in the direction of this expert and said that this dude said that the God Gene is a real shit, this means that I gotta believe it because he's a scientist. This dude, never mind the evidence, because of the fact. So did you qualify this guy to send me to him? Do you see what I'm saying? That's the dangers of us assuming, right? Assuming that an expert is right about something because they have these letters beside their names. You don't know how controversial most of these PhDs are. Remember, he's a damn scientist. And he proposes something that has never been tested and never has been published in an academic journal or been peer-reviewed. So his study has never been replicated. His study has never been peer-reviewed, but he's an expert. That is the dangers of pointing me in the direction of an expert. No, point me in the direction of how you qualified this expert to be accurate. Show me your research, your work in regard to why you're pointing me in this direction. Don't just point me in a direction. Demonstrate why I can trust the information coming from the said expert. Don't riddle me with the expert talk. I ain't buying that bullshit. Show me how you qualified this person to be right and exact. And why this PhD dismisses the work of someone that does not have the credentials by his name. What you talking about, Tika? Who going hard? Indigenous black man missed the whole thing because he just slid up in here late and just decided to impose his ignorance once again on the subject matter that he's unfamiliar with. Bruh, there's no other scientists out there that support what Dean Hamer is saying about a damn God gene. There's no replicated studies. There's no evidence of support. He the only one with it. We can't even qualify his work. That man went straight to a book. But he ain't the only expert. Look, according to Google Scholar, Hamer's work has been cited over 27,000 times as he has an H index of 72. Just so y'all know what an H index is, it's an author level metric that measures both the productivity and the citation impact of the publication. These indicators are also indicators for Nobel Peace Prize winners, as it says in the article. This just lets you know. So is he dumb? No, he ain't dumb. Look, Hamer used data from ongoing behavioral genetic studies in the lab to explore the possibility of genetic influences on spirituality. In the God gene, how faith is hardwired into our genes, he proposes that a quantitative measure of self-transcendence is partially heritable and may be correlated to a specific gene, the VMAT2, involved in the metabolism. Hamer's speculations on the possible role of genetics as religious experience were featured in his cover story in the Time magazine. Know your author. But in popular culture, Hamer's study has not been published in a peer-reviewed journal, and a reanalysis of the correlation demonstrates that it has not statistically significant. Indigenous black man. What the hell are you talking about, bro? You just making up shit to just say shit, don't you? You just trying to find yourself in the conversation, right? Just to be, you know, a part of it. I got you. Oh, I ain't know what she was talking about, Juju. What you done did? Y'all done had an encounter before? There you go, Teddy. And it happens a lot. This is why you just can't point me in the direction of an expert. You got to show me your work. I need to see your work. What made you qualify him as an expert? Because it says that he's an expert because of initials. There's a lot of people that, I'm gonna give you a great example. There are chiropractors out there that have initials by their names, and yet they give opinions and talk about studies related to stuff that is not in the field of bones and stuff that are outside their expertise, but they speak on those things as if they are experts. But if you don't know this, then you will qualify them as an expert on a subject matter that they ain't even familiar with. Come on, bro. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So again, man, we ain't got no questions. So I can't really get into too much of, anything else. I don't know if I was just that clear or y'all just, what I'm saying, that busy today and just tapped in listening. Oh, by the way, I was reading an article from our neighborhood epidemiologist, Caitlyn Jenner. Her and Caitlin Rivers published a joint article today, and in that article they talked about common viruses for our kids may be back. As we have emerging diseases like monkeypox and polio re-emerging and stuff like that, there's a possibility that a lot of the viruses that we have been vaccinated against, but some kind of weird way some of the kids are not being vaccinated against, are re-emerging and are, causing a lot of these experiences in children, teenagers, young adults to run into these rhinoviruses and stuff like that. So we need to be on the lookout for that. If you're not wanting to vaccinate your kids, you're a part of the problem. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, I'm not wholeheartedly just dissing you, but I'm just saying, like, you got to be a responsible ass parent, just like the rest of us. We all have to be responsible as parents so that we can continue to control things like polio. Okay, wait till I see your child bent over at the, you know what I'm saying, walking on hands. I mean, walking on they wrist and shit. Wait till your kid wait till your kid leg short. Wait till your kid arm short, looking like DJ Paul, running around here with a limp arm, limp leg, like that. Like, that's the effect of polio. Tika said, yeah, it's Jet Lenny, but it's two Caitlins. It's Caitlin with a C and Caitlin with a K. Sister Neo X. Let's look up Sister Neo X. I don't get into the spooks. I don't even know who that is. I probably don't want to know. Oh, she been on Sinetta? She had the code in Neo X. Neo X isn't running, but she's lacing up her Nikes. Cube and her arguing about something? Nah, I'm straight. I damn sure don't want to listen to her. She arguing with Chris the MVP and all that. Nah. Oh yeah, I'm all the way straight. I'm all the way straight. She ain't got no views on her channel unless she go on Sinetta though. Welcome to the big league. Christina Nick versus Neo X, the battle of will. Did God give us free will? Oh man, it's stupid. They argue about anything on that channel. Let's see. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Oh man. Let me see what I can do to laugh real quick. Let's see if we can let's see what the sister doing out here. You know what I'm saying? Let's give her a view. Damn, this 2 hours. I ain't finna be doing this for 2 hours. I don't even like how she looking.
Shit.
She got the Matrix
Peace,
background.
family. Give me 1 second.
Y'all know she's
1 second.
Y'all know she's pseudo. She got the Matrix background. Listen, the views and opinions that are represented in this video are not the views and opinions of Science with Sean. She got a gaming chair. So maybe she plays. Is this CK little sister? Is this CK little sister?
On the weak man. So let me see. All right, yo. So this is a live reaction. Let me see. I gotta put this up because I can't see the video. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into it.
The hell? Uncle Jocelyn.
Thoughts and opinions does not reflect the host and the content of the creator of this YouTube channel. He just we both are trusting that DeAndre didn't get disrespectful or anything. I told you my channel is a philosophy channel.
Imagine for a second, I said I was a truck driver. And on telling you that I'm a truck driver, I proceed to misstate laws of the road. The Holy Trinity, so we don't play.
Okay, time out. So I see 3 people that I'm familiar with on this panel. Scripture Riptures, Savio, Black Lion Eric, and Brother Chris. And I don't know who this is right here. So they're reviewing this video. I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to listen to that. Nope. I want Neo. Hold on, let me go back to I want Neo. I want CK little sister. Let me find CK little sister video. She talk religion. Oh no, bro, I ain't finna be listening to her. She talking religion. Mom not a Christian. Oh yeah, she nah, I ain't doing this. Oh, she a truck driver too? Oh yeah, she pseudo. All the way. Taking her show in a new direction. Let's see what she say.
Introduction to this video to understand why I'm talking about this topic, but so there was a girl who Sinetta was trying to get set up a debate with. I challenged her, and Sinetta tried to promote the debate, try to work out some things, and basically the girl said no. And I wound up actually going on her channel. Sinetta was trying to still convince her to have the debate with me because he felt like it'd be good to have some good, strong sisters on the channel to debate, and especially from a Hebrew and a ex-Hebrew debating each other. But the girl didn't want to do it. She just ran. Let me stop calling her a girl because she's not a girl. Nathali did not want to do the debate. So basically, I came on her channel. I didn't even know she had a channel. Sinetta had to tell me that because I didn't even know she had. I seen her on Sinetta. I know her from being on Sinetta, and every time she goes on Sinetta, she gets demolished. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of obvious that this girl is very misinformed, and it's kind of sad, how bad they kind of get on. Even though some of the guys be easy on her, but even I called in one day and asked a question. And it made her hang up. She asked Sinetta to hang up on me because it was.
I'm about to stop right now. Man, my views done went down. The views done went down because we done put this girl on.
It was her show, so of course he respected her, but he had to hang up because she couldn't take my question. Which I'm kind of building up a little reputation on his channel for having the toughest question. They call me the sniper assassin. That's my nickname on the show because they was like, boy, them kill shots. Well, my gun is like anyway, but so. I really don't know who she is, but I went on her channel and was trying to basically still encourage her to take the debate. And at first she was like, yeah, I debate you, but let's switch the subject. Then we agreed to debate on contradictions. And then she was like, okay, we can do that. But then she wanted me to send her the verses that I thought was contradiction. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? That's the debate. But then we tried to debate on converts. I told her, being a Hebrew Israelite, you're converting over to a religion or whatever. First we was going to do that. Didn't work out. We basically wound up getting into the on her channel, and I wound up getting into her mentor, the dude, I guess her master teacher, whoever his name, Kona. Me and him wound up just like really going at it for a minute because he tried to disrespect me. He tried to tell me I have masculine energy and he don't know if I'm a male or no. He called me it. He was like, I don't know what it is because Sinetta told them. Basically, Sinetta was telling them that they was cowards because I came on the panel to go back and forth with her and try to get this debate set up, and they all kept trying to attack me. And even though I was holding my own, I didn't really need his defense or anything like that. But the guy was trying to disrespect me, call me a male or whatever. Well, it first he was like male, masculine energy. Then he called me it, and then of course, I don't want to say Sister Zion. Who came out on him? I want to see who that part was Supreme Victory. Who came? Nah, that was Neo X. That was Neo X who went off on Kuna. That was definitely Neo X. I went off on him. I ain't gonna even lie. They took the video down or whatever, and I dared them to put it back up because I wanted the people to see for themselves what went down and how they tried to come for me. They thought they had me, but there's a reason why I'm called Neo S. Sometimes I can see right through y'all. Like, I can see right through the type of man you are, But definitely she didn't want to do the debate. So something happened where at the end of her debate, and this is what I guess I wanted the main part of this video to be about. At the end of the show, she kept saying that
point, man.
Who you are. This ain't out of character. Because if you're trying to say, and I don't even like when people say character, and this is why I don't like the term out of character. When you say that you are acting out of character, you kind of admitting that you're playing a role. You're not being your authentic self. You feel what I'm saying? You put on a persona of how you want people to perceive you, and I feel like it's just being disingenuous. Just be honest with people about who you are. When I go off on and meet person out master teacher, that was in character. Even though people who know me personally, they know I'm usually chilled, humble. I don't really say much, you know what I'm saying? Like, for it's like interacting with people. I kind of am more of a chill.
She talks too goddamn much. Shit. I don't even know what this show about no more. But nah, man, I ain't gonna be paying her no attention. I gotta get her up out of my algorithms. I'm gonna have to delete her on up out of there. But nah, man, I'm now he said, look what he say. Now she has an alter ego like Sasha Fierce. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, Tika said stop. Jules said, oh man, yeah. She said she got an alter ego. She 3 people. 3 people. She said, was it Neo? I think she used a government name and then another name. She said, no, it was definitely such and such. Yay. Yeah, man. But look, man, I appreciate everybody that was actually tapped in and got the little message earlier. I do understand that I kind of ran some people off. Maybe somebody else is live right now, man. Do your thing. It is what it is. But I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. I'm gonna get out of here the same way I came in this joker, though.
Too legit.